Hey guys, what's good? Triple J Boxing. So today's video maybe be a little bit unrealistic that this fight will happen, but let's just get into it. Tank Davis, Bud Crawford. Let's go. For some reason, I really love this fight, and it's not as crazy when you actually think about it. Like, because on paper, it maybe sound like, oh, Tank doesn't have a chance. But when you actually look at each guy in the ring and like just how they perform with the eye test, and considering Crawford used to be at the weight class that Gervonta Davis is in at 135. Crawford's obviously at 147 now. It's actually not that far-fetched that this fight would be like, not that it wouldn't happen, but that it would be non-competitive. Because really, this is my opinion on it, guys. Let me know if you agree with it or not, my take on it. For some reason, I feel like Gervonta Davis could compete with Crawford. I don't know why. I think they're both similar. I feel like Tank Davis is essentially a smaller, more compact Crawford. I feel like their IQ and the way they counterpunch, they both do it very well at the highest level. Both of their timing is the best there is. Both got power and both amazing counterpunching as well. It's more of what stands out about these two guys is just the instinct and timing they possess is pretty incredible. They can punch in between your shots. They can counter shot. They're just well-rounded fighters, right? Complete with power. Whereas you can't say that about every fighter, right? That they're complete. They're either missing power, they're missing skill, they're missing something, right? These guys possess it all, even experience-wise. Both of these guys got a lot of experience in the professional. Crawford a little bit more. He's had more fights. Gervonta Davis, he's 29-0, 27 KOs. Terence Crawford, 40-0, 31 KOs. So Gervonta Davis has a slight edge in the KO percentage. Though Crawford has been on a tear lately, 11 straight knockouts, whereas Tank, 3 straight knockouts. So not as good, but his knockout percentage overall is 93%. Crawford's is 78%. So I think this is a great fight, and I do believe this is a competitive fight for some reason. As long as it lasts, it's competitive anyway. But hear me out here, guys. The more that I think about picturing them both in the ring, I just feel like they're both so similar in their killer instinct and their timing. It's uncanny. I could picture them both. It would be such a high stake chess match where one shot could end it all. And yeah, it might be a bit slow at first until someone gets clipped and knocked out. Yeah, guys, like, I really like this fight, and I really hope it would happen. But, I just don't see it happening. I don't see it happening. The fact that he put a rehydration clause on Ryan, how is he going to fight Crawford at 147? I just don't see that happening. I wish it would, though, because I do believe Tank's got the skills to compete with Crawford. And it's a shame he put the rehydration clause on Ryan, because I feel like even without that, like, I think it would have been, like, he could have won without that, obviously. And a lot of people do believe he would have won without the rehydration clause. So why give people the excuse to say, look, you put a rehydration clause on him, so there's an asterisk, when he could have just flat out beat him, right, without that. But I do believe Ryan Garcia would be obviously more dangerous if that wasn't stipulated on him, the rehydration clause. But maybe it just would have been more competitive, right? We don't know. We'll never know now, right? how Ryan would have performed if that wasn't on him. But he definitely would have did better, and the fight would have been more competitive. I do believe that. As for if he would have won, we'll never know. But yeah, you got to. Tank's that kind of guy, though. You don't need to do that shit because he's that good. You don't need to do that shit. So that's my only knock on Tank, really. I don't know why you would do that, but it is what it is. But if this fight were to happen, it would push Tank Davis to the limit. We would find out finally where his cliff is, where his plateau is. Crawford would definitely push him to the edge, and we would find out. We would find the limits to his skills, I feel like. And I feel like there was a recent X Spaces with an interview with Shakur Stevenson, and he said that Tank is better than Devin with his personal experience. He feels Tank's better, and seeing how their careers are going, he feels Tank is better. Pippa, come here. Sorry, my dog's growling at something. Come over here. Come on. But yeah, so Shakur feels like Tank is the best fighter around those divisions, other than himself, obviously. He feels he's better than Tank, or he feels Tank is better than Haney, just IQ wise, overall wise, power wise, personal experience wise. And this brings me to my point. I feel like unless Devin Haney or Ryan Garcia do something special when they fight each other April 20th, where one of them just has a extremely good performance, whether Ryan knocks out Devin Haney knocks out Ryan, or someone either way beating, like one of them has a spectacular performance, right? Even his decision, say if it's just a beatdown. Other than that happening, who do you really favor against Tank right now when you think about it? Say if this was Devin Haney versus Tank on April 20th, who would you favor? Who would be the underdog? Tank would be the favorite. If he were to fight Shakur, who would be the favorite? Tank would be the favorite. If he would fight Lomachenko, who would be the favorite? Probably Tank. If he were to fight, who else? Anybody around that division, Tank's going to be the favorite. Now, I'm not saying he's never fought Lomachenko. That is an interesting style for Gervonta Davis. That would be very interesting because Tank will give up rounds, but if he catches Loma, it could be over, right? So we need to see that. But I think Tank would probably be the favorite in that one as well, for the betting odds. But when you look at all these guys, sure, they might push him. Stylistically, they might push him in different ways. But who will, for certain, push Tank to the limit? Terence Crawford, I feel like. And I don't think it's far-fetched, and I don't think it's crazy to say that Tank has a chance at beating Crawford. Maybe, obviously, he would be the underdog. That's the thing here, guys. He's the favorite against everybody else except Terence Crawford. Obviously, we got Errol Spence match would be interesting too. But since he's lost against Crawford, I feel like people wouldn't want to see that as much, and Errol Spence wouldn't want to just go right into another fight like that. But I feel like everybody under 147 is the underdog against Tank. Yeah, guys, I just don't see, like, IQ-wise, it's not even IQ, just the instinct of a fighter, the natural talent of Tank isn't matched by Haney, Shakur, in my opinion. I feel like Ryan comes close to that. And I'm saying natural talent, guys, don't go crazy. I'm saying natural talent, Ryan comes closer, I feel like, than most guys, just because his speed and his power and his left hook is God-given. I feel like now Shakur, I think he leads a little bit more fights, but I think he's ahead of Devin for natural talent, I feel like. But like I said, guys, and when I say natural talent, I mean, like, I don't know if you guys watched Dragon Ball Z, if you know Goku, you know Vegeta. This is my example of natural talent. Goku, sure, he trains hard, but Vegeta trains harder, you could say. Vegeta mentally, physically puts in everything, and I know Goku trains hard too, but Goku naturally is just better. He doesn't have to train as hard. If you've watched the show, guys, Vegeta has to train twice as hard just to keep up with Goku. And I feel like that's Devin Haney. That's like Devin Haney type guy. That's maybe Lomachenko as well, right? These guys, obviously they have talent. I'm not saying they're not naturally talented, but I feel like they got to work in the gym on stuff over and over, and they got to train really hard. When guys like Terence Crawford and Tank and even Ryan, they just have this natural talent that they don't even need to work on it. They just got it. For Ryan, it's more the speed and the explosiveness of his punches. Tank has that as well, and Crawford as well. But their timing is just Tank and Crawford's timing is probably that's just, you can't even teach that really. Like, I know you can work on it, but I feel like Devin Haney, and to Shakur a certain extent, they have to really work on stuff to get better. Everyone does, but I'm saying they don't. Devin especially, because I feel like Shakur does have that natural talent from what I've seen. I feel like Devin is the workhorse of the division. The dedication is what makes Devin so good. His dedication and his discipline in training, from what I've seen, makes him how good he is. I just don't feel like he's as naturally talented as these other guys. And it kind of proves my point when you see Ryan said that Devin back in the amateurs early in the early days when they were kids. And I know this is early. Maybe he didn't hit puberty as early as the other fighters. Maybe he just was a slow learner. But he said that Devin wasn't that good. No one really cared, Devin, when he first started his career. It took him a little bit longer until he started gaining respect. And that kind of enforces my opinion and my theory that Devin wasn't as naturally gifted as these other guys. He had to really work for it, which that's even more admirable that you have to really have tremendous discipline and focus, and just he has to work harder to keep up with these guys, and eventually he does catch up because his work ethic, right? So I feel like that's Devin. But back to this fight, Crawford versus Tank. Let me know in the comments, guys. Do you like this fight? I love this fight. I wish it would happen, but it probably will never happen just because I don't think Tank will do that, and it's a shame. Tank, I don't think he wants to fight a guy that big. We've seen he didn't even really want to fight Ryan. Ryan's pretty big, I guess. He's like 5. He's like, I think he might be taller than Crawford, to be honest. But if he's putting stipulations on Ryan, I just don't see how he would fight Crawford. And when you look at actually the statistics, it's amazing that Tank Davis is 5'5", 67-inch reach. Crawford's 5'8", so not that bad. But look at Crawford's reach, 74-inch compared to 67. And Tank has pretty long arms for 5'5". Crawford has amazingly long arms, though. But I just think that this would be such a super fight. I feel like I don't think Devin Haney can push Tank to the limit. I think he could give him a good fight, but I don't think he pushes him to the limit. I don't think Shakur does either yet. But like I said, it's a shame because he's not fighting these guys. And you know what I mean? So it's hard to, I know some people are going to be saying, oh, Tank hasn't even faced these guys. We don't know, right? Because really the only guy that really young, hungry guy talent-wise in his prime that he beat pretty good was Ryan Garcia, but he put on that rehydration clause. And I feel like, I don't know, guys, like Isaac Cruz is a good win. Mario Barrios is a good win. He has a lot of good wins, but he should have faced Lomachenko already. Let's be honest here, guys. Tank should have faced Lomachenko by now. Devin faced him first. Like, come on. Like, you got to give respect to Devin. He fought Lomachenko first before anybody. And he's younger. Like, but, and it's funny, actually, when I look at Tank's resume, it's all Latino fighters. He's the Latino killer. Like, look at, this is his last fights. I'll put them in order from most recent. Ryan Garcia, Hector Luis Garcia, Rondo Romero, Isaac Cruz, Mario Barrios, Leah Santa Cruz, Yorkis Gamboa, Ricardo Nunez, Hugo Ruiz, Jesus Marcel, Silar, Fonseca, wow, Pedraza, Antonio, like all of them are Latinos. He's the Latino killer. He doesn't like facing black fighters. I don't know. It's just they're not even any white fighters there either. Terence Crawford, on the other hand, he's facing a mix of fighters. European, black, Latino. He's facing them all. Middle Eastern and Amir Khan, Australian, everybody, you know. Terence Crawford beats them all. So I can understand when people say, oh, how can you say that Terence Crawford would push him to his limits when he hasn't even fought someone like a Devin or a Shakur or a Lomachenko? How can we judge him? Because that's a step below, right? Lomachenko, Shakur, and Devin are below Crawford. Crawford's the ultimate guy. He's the best, right? For some reason, I do believe, though, that Tank could compete with Crawford. It's just it's a shame, though, that he doesn't fight. Like, he hasn't fought Lomachenko yet. That is a shame. I can understand why he hasn't fought Devin and Shakur, because they're younger and maybe they didn't want to fight. They say they do, but maybe they don't. And they're trying to build up their resume, especially Shakur. Maybe he wouldn't want to take that. I know they say they do, but I believe right now, though, Devin is ready for the Tank. He's fighting everybody now. He fought Lomachenko, now Ryan Garcia. No weight restriction on Ryan Garcia. So I do believe that Tank, if he wants to prove something, he should fight Devin, because I believe Devin will step up to the plate. Shakur, I don't know yet if he's ready for. He says he is, but I don't know if he'll do it. Lomachenko, that fight should already happen. Lomachenko's down to fight anybody, and that didn't happen. So that's my knock on Tank, though. When he did fight a guy that was tremendously talented, he put a weight stipulation on him. And my other thing is, why haven't you fought Lomachenko yet? That's my other thing. He should have fought him by now. What else? Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, Tank, he has all the talent to beat these guys, but he's not doing it. Devin Haney's going out and doing it. Ryan Garcia's putting himself out there. Crawford has beaten the best guy in Errol Spence. So if Tank really wants to live up to his full potential, he's got to start fighting these top guys that people think have a chance against him, right? And so it happens to be that the one guy that really people thought could beat him, and Ryan Garcia, he puts this weight stipulation on him. So he has to beat those guys, I know, but for some reason, I feel like I want to see him first Terence Crawford, you know what I mean? And it's I don't know what it is. It's just wishful thinking, but I feel like stylistically that'd be such a great fight. Let me know, guys, what you think. But now the more that I think about it, it's just like, if he's not fighting Lomachenko, Shakur, Devin, why would he even dare to fight Terence Crawford, right? But do I believe he can beat all those guys? Yes. But can he beat Crawford? I don't know. That's why I love this fight, because that would push him to his absolute limits. And, yeah, guys, let me know what you think about that, though. Unless Devin or Ryan does something spectacular, say Ryan wins tremendously by knocks out Devin, then we will start thinking, okay, rehydration clause. Let's see a rematch. If Devin does something crazy to Ryan, puts a beating on him, then we'll be like, okay, he can beat Tank. But at this moment in time, there's not many guys that would be favored against Tank. Let's be honest here. You know what I mean? Lomachenko's getting pretty old too. I thought he got robbed by Devin. I thought he beat Devin. I think stylistically that could give Tank problems, but yeah, like he's getting pretty old, Loma. And if he hasn't fought Loma by now, why would he? I don't think he's gonna fight him, right? But yeah, guys, Terence Crawford, Tank Davis, dream fight. I know it's a crazy idea. I love the stylistic matchup, and I just wish Tank would fight all these guys, but he's not. I don't know. It is what it is. This is Triple J Boxing. Thanks for watching, guys. Nobody beats Crawford. He's the best, though.